Hi, my name's JC Reifenberg and I live in Shadow Hills, California. So living in Shadow Hills is great because it's like living in the country in the city of Los Angeles. But the only big issue is we are in a very hilly part of the city. We're in the foothills of the mountains nestled between the Burbank Hills and the mountains of Santa Clarita. When it came to trying to plant on a hillside, it was almost impossible. Even if you put in we managed to climb the steep hill and not fall down and dig a hole, the sprinkler system, the water, it would just run straight down to the bottom of the hill. There was no way to get the hillside planted. There was no way to divide it up and choose what plants were going to go where. We were completely lost. We did some of the online type things where you can say, this is what we want, and they do a plan for you. And so we spent a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money trying different types of things until my wife finally posted in a local gardening group and got one response: dirt lockers. So she looked into the dirt lockers, and there were some great videos on YouTube and on their website showing how easy they were to install, how quickly they went in, some before and afters of what the hillside looked like before, what it looked like after. And honestly, the cost associated with purchasing the dirt lockers, and even at the size of our project, having help installing them, was significantly cheaper than any other options. Plus, it didn't require us to get any permits from the city. It didn't require us to seek any approvals. We were able to just order the product and it showed up and we started installing. So our family is very much a DIY family. If I can do it myself, I'm gonna do it myself. I went on YouTube, I taught myself how to install hardwood floors. So when it came to are we gonna terrace out our hillside? What are we gonna do? The concept of bringing in pallets of CMU block and rebar and pouring concrete was almost impossible for me to comprehend doing myself. Where with the dirt lockers, it was something where I felt like, oh, I could do this. I could have a hand in this. And we ended up bringing in a professional landscape company, but I was actually able to be there with them, helping shape the way the whole thing worked without having to have an engineering degree, without having to have specialized tools, without having to have a truck. You know, they showed up almost like flat packed, like an IKEA piece of furniture. And it was so easy for me to see how to get this product shaped and installed that it made it really easy for me to pull the trigger on these, because I could see the beginning and I could see the end of the entire process just by watching a quick 5-minute video. As you can see behind me, these plants were put in maybe a year ago. So the fact that I live in California, we've been in a drought for as long as I've been in California, the way that the dirt lockers hold the water and concentrate it to the roots of our plants, most of which we tried to make California native and drought tolerant, but the fact that the usage of the water, every drop gets to where it's supposed to go, wouldn't be possible without dirt lockers if you're trying to plant on a hillside. You know, when people walk down our street, it's a really big walking neighborhood. When we first installed the dirt lockers, a lot of people kind of like gave us the side eye because it was a lot of black plastic upon installation. But again, within even realistically like 3 or 4 months, when the plants have grown in, it just blends seamlessly into the hillside. So now when people walk by and they're like, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing with your yard. I have a hillside too. How did you do it? Again, the same way that we did when my wife posted on Facebook. It's a quick answer. It's dirt lockers. One of the really fun things is I have a 3-year-old daughter who loves butterflies, who loves bees, who loves bugs. And since putting in the dirt lockers, we've actually had 3 beehives join our community here on our property to pollinate all of the awesome flowers, all of the awesome trees, all of the fantastic lantana that we put in. It is a paradise for beneficial bugs and wildlife. And for my family, it gives us a chance to talk about the way that we get our food from the world, how it gets pollinated, and to our plate with my daughter. You know, we have been in a drought in California, it's seemingly forever, except over the last couple years, and especially this year in 2024, we had tons of rain. We had tons of rain early in the season, tons of rain late in the season, and it was awesome because as that rain fell, first off, my hillside didn't wash away into my boulder retaining wall, but on top of it, again, all of that water was able to get captured by the dirt locker, captured by our hundreds and hundreds of little terraces, and get concentrated right down into the roots of all the plants we put in, so that the benefit was that our garden, our hillside terraced paradise exploded this spring. One of the things that you don't see a lot on the videos of the internet about dirt lockers is actually how much more navigatable it makes your hillside. We took a bunch of the dirt lockers and backfilled it with decomposed granite, which gets really hard once it settles. And so now we have all of these little hidden stepped pathways that we can use to get up to my citrus tree, or we can use to get up when we need to cut back some of the plants and shape the plants and reach the top of the hillside to adjust a sprinkler, or honestly, just climb up there with my daughter and find a shady spot to play make-believe. So for a small scale project, these are totally DIY easy, but we have this expansive hillside. So we reached out to Kathy's Landscaping, who is a preferred landscape company that works with dirt lockers, and Ramiro showed up on some of the hottest days of the year and worked with my wife, who's a designer, who's very particular about the way that she likes things done. And I'll tell you what, like whenever we had any issues with anything, Ramiro was always picked up the phone on the first ring. He was always quick to come out himself and solve any issues we had. And beyond just the dirt lockers, we've used them to help us pick out plants, to help us install plants, and help us do all sorts of landscaping all around our property. If you're thinking about putting in a dirt logger system, I would jump on any gardening group on Facebook or Reddit or Discord and talk to people in your area who have used these things. That's how we got started. And then the thing that really was helpful for me is there's a bunch of videos on YouTube and the internet where you can go and watch these things get installed and get confidence with before and after photos of, like, you can see your hillside in your head and you can find a hillside on the internet that looks like yours and you'll get a before and after. If you can picture it, you can probably find a comp on the internet with either a video of an installation on somebody else's property or before and after pictures on one of the social media sites that will allow you to see what your vision will look like when it's complete.